We are here today with Antoine Bertin. He is a versatile artist combining science, field recording, and sound storytelling to create immersive listening experiences, exploring our relationship with the living world. Hi, Antoine. My first question is about your work. Your work can be described as exploring the space between science and sensory experience. How do you balance scientific data with your artistic intuition in your creation?
Yeah, good question. I'm wondering with every project how to navigate, between science and art and also the personal, I guess. I'm interested, I think, as an artist, at not necessarily creating things that come just from within me, but being a sort of interface or passage between others' areas of knowledge, science, or and trying to be this translator. So one thing I'm trying to do in my work is to respect the data, like start from it and share it, and that visitors of the artworks can also, if they want to, sort of swim back to the science and the measures. But then I realized over a project also that at one point, if you want to maybe create an experience that works on an artistic level or on a cinematic level, on a personal level, often there is the need that you need to leave science behind a little bit to find magic, not just in the numbers or in the facts, but also in the uncanny or the non-quantifiable. So always a balance between the two, but I'm hoping that essentially, I think if you're trying to visualize it, that you can be lost in the ocean, but that when you need it, there's a little rope that you can take to find your way back, and that's to the data, to the information, but that most of the experience is about maybe swimming into new things that you don't fully understand.
And how do you think your artistic approach can influence people's relationship with the ocean and its preservation? Because obviously you are talking about a scientific part of the project. I'm hoping,
what I'm trying to do and investigate is how we can have maybe a come back or find relationship that can be with the ocean, that can be personal or ritualistic. How is the ocean can be part of our life every day? It is in the city, for example, in Venice, it's around us all the time, but we don't know most of the ocean, whether it's just here, maybe the microscopic, maybe at night what's happening, sounds, we're not very good at listening in water, or the deep ocean and further out. So how do you create relations that are almost everyday, and that you feel, which is the case absolutely scientifically, that the ocean is completely intertwined with your life, if anything for breathing, but so that you can, how do you create experiences, art experiences that can connect you with this when a lot of the world that we live in is trying to maybe pull it in a little box, this is blue, this is there, and this is not so interesting. What's interesting is maybe ourselves. So I'm hoping that the work can try to find these connections between people and ocean and sculpt them and sculpt new ones, inspired by new ways that we might have of understanding it. So for example, I'm working a lot on the communication of marine species, so listening to the ocean, but also listening for some sort of meaning and some sort of tuning into other forms of thinking, sensing, and communicating. How does a fish perceive the ocean? What does an algae has to say about the universe, and so on.
That's a great answer. You were saying we're in Venice, we're specifically in Giudecca, and Giudecca has its own atmosphere within Venice. Are there any specific sounds here that you're recording or that are feeding into your upcoming projects?
I've been listening and recording, in particularly it's the full moon these days, so I was lucky in a way to come in the full moon, because for many species the full moon is a underwater species, a time of activity, and so I've been listening underwater to the sort of open sea area behind the Giudecca or in the Laguna, the canals, and at night in particular has been quite mysterious, and there's an interesting interweaving of the boats that pass by in the main in the Grand Canal, or that you hear, but also life, also strange atmospheres, bubbles maybe from the sea floor. And so it's been really meditative and mysterious way of listening in a mass of water where it's not that easy to, you're not supposed to go and swim maybe, you're not supposed to scuba dive, it's a bit more difficult. There's no visibility, the boats are there. So the microphone has been really like diving into it. And so, yeah, really this interweaving, and I think that's also echoes the history of Giudecca as a more industrial space, is really reflected in these soundscapes even today. And it was amazing to spend some time trying to tune into that history through listening under the surface, which remains hidden until you put a microphone into it.
So you're having a great time doing your research in Giudecca.
Yeah, it's been great because I've had come to Venice a few times, but never to Giudecca. It was always just maybe 1 or 2 more days away from, and it's such a island within this archipelago of parts of the city, really atmospheric. I mean, I, for example, walked yesterday around 2 p.m. There's almost no one. You hear a little radio from an apartment. You hear the sheets in the wind, and yeah, it's really been an area of focus, where you can really feel all these layers of time and history of activities, and you have an opportunity to spend time navigating those.
Yeah. We are thanking you for this interesting dive into your research, and we can't wait to have you back soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot. No, it's been amazing spending time at SerenDPT and this amazing church and hybrid innovation and yeah, entrepreneurship space. So thanks for the welcoming.
Thank you, Antoine.